Welcome to the Your Video Team Show with Ben and Rachael, talking all things video for your business. We are your video team. Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1.
So this week we are going to be discussing top tips and tricks about how you can use your smartphone to capture content for your business.
Yeah, it's about getting the best quality out of what you have in front of you. So the reason we're doing this talk is because during the summer holiday, while we have been off, we have been doing a few keynote speaking events. And this was our main talk, our main giveaway that we were telling people about, of how they don't need to hire a video team. They can create content using their phone.
What? Doing ourselves out of business?
But yeah, that's kind of what we're after, is to try and empower you to go ahead and start creating content, get confident on your own first, and then you can kind of build us into packages in the future.
Ultimately, starting to create video content is a bit of a scary world, and we all the time are asked, how do I make myself feel comfortable? How do I do this? And these are all the questions that through the podcast we're hoping to really empower you with, and the answers to empower you to start that journey and call upon us. Use and abuse the knowledge that we have as videography team to really start that journey yourself, and then we'll come on board when you're ready for it.
So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into tips on how to improve the quality with your phone.
Fab. So tip number 1, shoot it horizontal. So if I just pick up my phone, a lot of us will automatically go to picking it up and selfie mode.
Yeah, with the people kind of watching stuff on Instagram Reels, TikTok, they think it's a lot easier just to pick it up, shoot it in a portrait or vertical position, and that's not always the best thing to do. If you decide that you want to create more than just content for TikTok, Instagram Reels and Shorts, then we highly suggest you turn it horizontal. Pull it on its side. It gives you a much wider field of view and allows you to put things like text and animations on the screen and have a lot more space instead of it just covering your face with animations and stuff. So not only that, it's easier to crop from a horizontal for vertical than it is for vertical to horizontal.
So what Ben means by that is, so you can see us, we're shooting on a landscape version at the moment. If Ben was to really go into editing on this platform, he could actually edit it so that 1 minute I'm just talking on a vertical and then he's just talking, and we flick across the camera angles that way. With
that, you can then repurpose your content to go onto your TikTok, your Reels, your Shorts. And yeah, so there's 2 reasons why you should shoot it horizontal.
Okay, so point number 2, back is best.
Yes, what do we mean by this? We mean use the back camera, because 9 times out of 10 it is a better quality when it comes to phone camera ability. So more megapixels, higher quality camera, better lenses for wider field of views. The back cameras also have different zoom options, so you can have a wide field of view and a more narrow field of view, and then a really like telephoto zoomed in kind of look to the camera. So you have options when it comes to video content and using the back cameras as well.
What it also enables you to do is actually engage with your audience more. So today we're doing all of these tips ourselves. We're shooting with the back camera, and the thing I'm pointing and looking at is the actual camera lens rather than me, because I can't see myself, which is a wonderful feeling, I have to say.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot less distracting using the back cameras.
So point number 3 is keep it steady.
Yeah, so if you're talking to the camera, the best thing to do is to put the camera on a tripod, your phone on a tripod as well. It allows you to free up your hands. You can talk more effectively if your hands are involved. You kind of create an imagery with your hands in that way. It looks more professional, it looks cleaner, it looks like it's meant to happen. So put the action in camera. If you're filming an event, keep the camera still, let all the action happen in camera.
Something you spoke about recently when we were conducting some interviews as well is that when you're talking, your body creates a tempo. So right now I can feel myself doing it and I'm quite conscious of doing it, but actually that tempo is allowing me to talk smoothly and allowing the rhythm to go, and people feel that subconsciously as well, so they understand the rhythm and things. Whereas actually if I was to sit on my hands, I'd find it really difficult to talk and stumble more and stutter because I'm having to think about standing so still when actually I don't need to stand still. Move. We all do it.
Yeah, definitely. Also, if you're hand holding the camera and walking around, it becomes a much more distracting image with things like bouncing around as you're taking steps, the background's consistently moving. So yeah, putting it on a camera kind of stops it being distracting to the audience as well, which could put them off of staying tuned and watching your video. So yeah, keep it steady.
Absolutely. And one last thing, obviously, we're not going to say no to walking around. Absolutely love a moving video and things like that. That's when we'd suggest maybe investing in like a gimbal.
Yeah.
That's a device that I think you described it to me as like suspension, like on your car.
Yeah.
So that every movement you take, the phone actually stays still and the equipment does the movement for you. So as you're walking around, that image is still like dead.
Steady,
It's not picking up every step you're taking.
Yeah, yeah. 3-point gimbal allows you to walk around and it's just smoother. The horizon isn't jumping up and down.
This is Ben's favourite point, number 4. Lighting is key.
So yes, it is my favourite point because lighting is what makes a video look professional. It really does trick the eye. You can use any camera. If you get your lighting right, the quality is immediately improved overall. If you're using a good light source, it reduces what's called noise, which is kind of like the grainy look that videos get. You see it with digital cameras in like the shadows, things that look like they're moving when they're actually not. Where if you have a good light source lighting you up, it's a lot smoother image.
So it's almost like you can see every little pixel that is happening in the image. It's you also say it looks like it's raining.
Yeah, if it's
Things
really
like
bad grain, it can look like it's raining on the camera when it actually isn't. It's all down to the light. So
something we're doing today is actually using the power of the sun.
I believe we are. It doesn't
We're
look
trying.
like. Yeah. But this is a great day to film it on because it's a bit overcast. There's not harsh shadows being created. But yeah, using the power of the sun. Firstly, it's free. Secondly, it's there. And thirdly, it is very flattering. An overcast day creates no harsh shadows. So yeah, use the power of the sun. If you're filming indoors and you want to light up your face, you can stand next to a window. But also you can kind of invest in studio lights to help you control the light, which really can make your image pop if you can get into things like 3-point lighting, which we may talk about on
We'll
another
do that
day.
a whole other day. Maybe Ben will just geek out on that one on his own.
Yeah.
Keeping light in front of you is obviously also a key element. So if you were filming and you had the light behind you, the camera's going to pick it up and really find you just as a silhouette, and it's going to really distort what the audience is looking at for you. So keep the light in front of you. Maybe not directly, you can do off center, like say today the lighting for me is on my left completely. It's almost in front of, like forward to the front of you.
Yeah.
And that lighting sort of allowing us to sort of, well, we look natural, it's a natural environment, all things like that.
Yeah, I mean, the light compared to where the camera is compared to where you are creates a different scenario each time. So yeah, that's a whole range of stuff that you could learn about when it comes to lighting.
Again, geek out another day.
So one thing that we're doing in this video when it comes to lights in video is that we're using RGB lights, which
Hang
are...
on, sorry, I'm going to stop you there. Geeking out again. RGB is red, green and blue, which basically means it's a light that can offer all the colours of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And really brings in the rainbow effect.
Yes, definitely. So we have them in our background. We have teal and orange. The orange one's probably a bit harder to see, but yeah, we've got teal and orange lights in the background because they're our brand colours. So we use what's called RGB lights and bring in brand colours. We can use them in a whole range of scenarios, which I can't geek out about.
You're going to geek out again.
I'm itching to
say
just say
lighting is his geek point. But again, with RGB lights, the red, green, blue lights, the amazing thing, what I find amazing like about them is we take these lights everywhere. So we've got 3 of them and they are always we always change them to whatever brand we are at. So the colour represents whoever we're filming. So we've had them green, blue, yellow, you know, whatever colour it is. I mean, these ones are really cool because our boys love them. They've even got like blue and red siren on. They've got a fire, a burning one, so we could make that look like it was a lit fire.
Yeah, so you can get loads of different effects from these.
Yeah, so have a look, and some of them are really inexpensive as well.
Yeah, definitely. So that's lighting.
Oh yeah, so wow, we're already at point number 5. So invest in audio.
Yes, definitely invest in audio because Audio is nothing I can really geek out on, but it's 50% of a video. More people actually turn off for bad audio than they do for a bad image. So if there's things like that scratchy mobile phone interference noise, yeah, or it just keeps cutting out every few frames, that I didn't cut out, that was just me stuttering. But if it cuts out every few frames, people will turn off a lot quicker. It's a lot more of a irritation than if it was the image hadn't quite loaded up properly and stuff like that.
I think I relate this to like when we're on a train or in the car and I'm watching a movie or a program and the image is pixelated slightly. I can make out what's going on, but it's a slight blur, but the sound quality is fine. Well, that's great. I can still pick up the story. I know what's happening. It's very rare that I would click off for that. However, at the point that that's it. I'm out. I cannot cope. I'm not getting the story anymore. The mouths aren't synced together, and it's all about the audio.
Oh yeah, I've not even thought about just that little half second of
when their mouths are out of sync.
Yeah, that can be. That's when it all goes to pot. But yeah, but another tip, we would recommend that you invest into microphones, and a couple of things that you can do when you invest in microphones is make sure that microphone is nice and close to the person talking. You don't want to have a microphone at the other side of the room or on top of the camera or your phone, or even just your phone microphone. Once you're using if you're hand holding your phone, arm's reach is just about good enough for the mic on the phone. But once you go further than that, it really does drop in quality. So we recommend investing into microphones ourselves. We've invested in lapel microphones, but there's a whole range of mics that you can go.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think about a microphone, I imagine it like, so let's grab this pen, but you've got the mic end here, and as it goes out, obviously it comes out like a funnel, so it picks up more the further it goes out. Whereas, so if it's nice and close to you, it's going to pick up that sound. It's drowning out any background noises and things like that. By having it the other side of the room, not only are you picking up everything between you and the camera, all that sound is going to be picked up on.
Yep. And there are like really inexpensive mics that you can get, like I say, lapel mics, which could be wide. You could get ones which have like 30-foot wires on them and you can plug straight into your phone, or you can have a external recording device which you plug it into, then you have to sync it up. What we do and what we have today is actually have invested in Bluetooth microphones, which we have connected straight to the phone. We have connected straight to our camera, and it kind of syncs everything with audio, visual all together, and we can just record and go. Make sure the microphone is close, and yeah, the next thing is music when it comes to your videos.
Yeah, absolutely. Music tells a story with the video. So I always say, like, imagine that scene with Romeo and Juliet, and then the music. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. I mean, the Jaws soundtrack going to Romeo and Juliet, I definitely think it's an interesting soundtrack.
Well,
but it's not going to tell the story.
If he's climbing up the wall and it's the Jaws theme, it becomes a very different film. It's not romantic anymore.
It's more stalker and killer.
Yeah, and that's what music does. It tells people what to feel and how to feel. If you had the right music to go with the right video, then emotions are hit, and it makes it more memorable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes it a better video overall, because your message is being told with the emotion you want to tell it.
It triggers other people's emotions. So you hear that, the psycho music, you know, I need to be afraid of something right now. What am I going to, something's going to happen. Or that music, that tune.
Romance.
It's like you immediately settle, you know, they've done studies that sort of show the different heart rates and emotion neurons all going off in brains as to the music that you're listening to. And that's what your music with this is going to do. Yeah.
The only thing you do have to be careful of is you want to use royalty-free music. Now, royalty-free music is music that you have permissions for to use on your own content. If you decide to go and use a mainstream song by Ed Sheeran and he hasn't given you permission for that, you can get yourselves into a lot of trouble. So you can invest into sites that have royalty-free specific music. There are some sites that allow you into mainstream songs, but they all cost money. There are also free libraries. Like YouTube itself has a free library that you can use.
Yeah, most social medias have now. Like I use them within Instagram, and some of those are mainstream songs. But again, you've just got to be mindful of where you're using it.
Yeah.
I had a video I shared did it publicly, but actually I got a notification to say this video will not be shared in Ireland because the artist hadn't released their music within Ireland. So it's an interest, it's where is your audience, where are they going?
Yeah, and it's being cautious that when you do get stuff from TikTok, Instagram, and you use the mainstream songs, you're not going to be allowed to use that on your website, that video.
Right, okay.
Because you don't have the permissions there. It's it's the licenses, and we will get somebody on here who will tell you all about music licenses and rules when it comes to it. Who will be able to go into a lot more information than what I can. But yeah, copyright laws when it comes to music, you do need to be cautious. So yeah, look for royalty-free sites, and it's really easy to look for them because you just type it into Google, and they will find you libraries. But YouTube itself is probably the best free one that you can get, really.
Cool.
So yeah.
Good to know. So let's quickly recap the 5 points of capturing content via your mobile phone.
Yeah. So point 1, shoot it horizontal. Put the phone on its side, offers a lot more to it.
Yeah, number 2, back is best. Tip number 2, back is best. It's less distracting and allows you a wider view within your recording.
Number 3, keep it steady. Have a steady image, pull it on a tripod. It makes it less distracting for the audience and the person watching it.
Amazing. Number 4, lighting is key. To ensure the light is in front of you, utilise free lighting such as the sun, and remember that overcast days are always the best days to shoot.
Yep, and lighting's cool. And number 5, invest in audio. Bring that mic close so sound quality is kept high, and use royalty-free music.
Amazing. I can't go away without giving one more tip. Editing on your phone. So things like Instagram have the opportunity for you to edit within the actual social media platform itself, but there's also programs such as CapCut and Adobe Rush Premiere. They're 2 amazing tools that enable you to cut, edit, switch around your video content and make everything come out in the right order and sound the way you want it to sound.
Yeah, I mean, there are usually editing softwares that you can get free on your phone, like iPhones have iMovies, but the CapCut and Premiere Rush offer a lot more to it because you want what's called layers. But I think we'll go into editing another day. Again, I can go on for hours about it. So yeah, that's our 5 tips around video content.
Amazing. We really hope this has been enjoyable. Please let us know if there's anything specific you guys want to hear about. As we keep saying, this is all for you guys. We just want to empower you to bring video into your business.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or anything that you'd like to add, please leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next episode,
where we'll be talking about hook, content and call to actions.
See you then.
Bye.